Hello friends, I'm Tim Wildsmith and this is the ESV Premium Small Bible Roundup. So I've been on this quest to find the perfect small Bible, and these are not the only Bibles I've checked out. I brought a little show and tell today. This is kind of ridiculous. I've gotten a lot of small Bibles, and I've been looking for the right one, and different kinds and different translations and things like that. A lot of ESVs because that's my main translation. I want to send a quick thank you to my friend Kyle. I met Kyle on Facebook. I bought a Bible from him, a big Bible, and he threw this one in for free. It's a little ESV by Crossway. It's called the Large Print Compact Bible, top grain leather. Really, really neat. He saw my videos about small Bibles and sent that to me. So I have been doing my research, but I wanted to narrow things down a little bit, and that's why I chose these four, was because not only are they ESV, which is a translation that I enjoy and I'm familiar with, but they're premium quality. They're made of goat skin. They're really nice from really well-known companies. And so I wanted to focus on these. So I've done 4 individual videos about each one of these Bibles. And the purpose of today is not to go over them again in detail, but to let you see them up close and kind of see how the differences look when you're looking at them. So we have the top 2 are from Cambridge. This is the Pitt Minion, the little guy on top, and then the Clarion, which is a single column Bible. It's really great. And then from Schuyler Bibles, we have the PSQ, or the Personal Size Quintel. And then down here is Crossway's Heirloom Single Column Personal Size Bible. It's brand new, and these are the 4 that I've reviewed so far. So I recognize there are other premium small Bibles out there. There's a couple of great ones from Allen that I haven't been able to get my hands on yet. So I'll definitely be continuing this quest, but these are the 4 that I've seen so far that I really love. And so I want to just kind of show them to you. So let's take a look. All right, so here we have all 4 of these Bibles side by side. This is the Cambridge Pitt Minion, the Cambridge Clarion, the Schuyler PSQ Personal Size Quintel, and this is Crossway's Heirloom Single Column Personal Size. I'm just going to refer to this as the Heirloom Personal from here on out. So, for example, when I saw the Clarion online, I thought it was a much bigger Bible than it is. It's actually shorter than these 2, but it's wider than all of them, but it's also really thick. But it just looked, in the photos, it looked different, so it's good to see these side by side. So from left to right, you have the Pitt Minion is 5 1/8 inches thick. Sorry, 5 1/8 inches wide, whereas the Clarion is 5 1/2. It's the widest. The Schuyler is back to over here. It's the same width. It's 5 1/8. These 2 are the same width. And then over here with the Crossway, it's 5 3/8. So it's kind of between, the Crossway is between the Clarion and these 2. As far as height goes, they get bigger from left to right. So this Pitt Minion is 7 3/8. Now, when I'm talking about these measurements, I'm not talking about the page size. I'm talking about the full width with the cover. This is 7 3/8 tall. And then you have the Clarion is exactly 7 1/2 tall. The PSQ is 7 3/4, and then the Crossway is 8. So they kind of have that stair-stepping. They're getting bigger, but they're all relatively the same size. What you're going to probably notice is this one's a little bit shorter and squattier. It has a different shape in general than the rest of them. And then the other big difference is going to be the thickness. So if I stack them up here, let's see here, thinnest to thickest, let's do that. And I turn it for you sideways. There you can see the Pitt Minion is barely, not even an inch thick, whereas the Clarion is 1.65 inches thick. Then you go back down here to the Schuyler, it's 1.35, and then 1.5 for the Crossway. So all different, they stack up kind of differently. You can also here get a look at what they look like side by side. These ones, the 2 on the left have these raised hubs, which I think is a really nice touch. But then the 2 Cambridges, these are you feel them. They're not raised, but you still feel these little indentions. So when you're holding the spine, you can kind of feel that pretty well. All right, when we're talking about goat skin, I'd say that the Schuyler probably has the edge on everybody else. They are known for having really great, high-quality goat skin covers, full leather liners. It feels next level with their perimeter stitching. It's edge-lined. It's just really well-constructed and beautiful. I would say that the goat skin on the Pitt Minion reminds me a lot. You can see that the 2 different grains there, they're very similar in this like very pebbly style. But the Pitt Minion is a much firmer goat skin. It's paste down lining, which is part of the reason why it does that. It's just a little bit stiffer. So if you're not into the real floppy Bible cover thing, this one's going to have a little bit more stiffness to it, and it's going to break in over time. The Clarion, I really love this one. It just has a different kind of grain. When you put this next to the PSQ, you see real pebbly versus the big wide open veins and lines of that one. It's also very soft and floppy. You see this is more of a synthetic liner. It's very shiny. I've been told that this is a synthetic liner in the Crossway Heirloom Personal, but man, this is the best feeling of the liners to me. It's very soft, very smooth. On the outside, you got this really kind of, I don't know, it's like a rugged, it's a more rugged goat skin. It's very nice and very floppy, but it's just got a little bit more texture to it, and it feels a little bit more, I don't know if rugged is the right word, but all very nice. They're just kind of slightly different, and it's cool to see them side by side looking at it. You can also see down here the ribbons. Everybody on these Bibles has 2 ribbons. They're very thin ones on the Crossway and the Pit Minion, slightly thicker on the Clarion and what's it called? The PSQ. This is harder than I thought it was going to be. Okay, here's where it starts to get fun when we get in here and open the pages up. As far as the font type size goes, you have 6.75 on the Pit Minion. Then we go down here to the Schuyler PSQ, it's 8.5. The Clarion has 8.75, and the Crossway Heirloom Personal has a 9-point font. Now obviously 6.75, the reason why it's so small is because they fit it into this tiny little Bible. They had to go smaller on the font. Whereas you have the largest font over here on the Crossway because A, they have the biggest case, but also they've taken out cross-references. There are no cross-references in this Bible. There is no concordance in this Bible. And so you have more space, 9-point font, bigger line spacing. It's kind of a wide open page. It almost feels like one of those reader Bibles where they take everything out and you're just supposed to have a clean reading experience. You obviously get the verses and the chapters and things like that and the section headings, but that's what this feels like. These 2 right here are single column, where these 2 are 2 vertical columns. These 3 Bibles right here, the 2 Cambridges and the Schuyler, all have cross references, but they put them in different places. So in the Pit Minion, they're in the center column. In the Clarion, they're on the outside of the single column. And then here on the PSQ, they're at the bottom of the page, which is a really interesting, unique choice to do that they did with the Quintel line. As far as paper goes, they're all about a 27 to 28 GSM. They're pretty close thicknesses. They don't actually, they say it's 28 GSM. These companies do not promote what it is. The biggest difference I would say is that the Crossway paper feels like it's uncoated. It's got a different texture to it. These are all very smooth and they all have this kind of creamy color to them. This is white, very white, as you can see. It looks pretty accurate there on the screen. Very white, and it has less of a coating to it and more of a textured feel. When I'm just standing here looking at these Bibles, this one is obviously the smallest, but again, small Bible, small font. This one seems to jump out at the page to me a little bit more, but these 2 are very, very comfortable for me to read sitting here looking down at the table. Not a problem whatsoever. And even this one, I can read everything really well. If you have to wear glasses and stuff like it, it really feels like if you look from here to there, it looks like you just put reading glasses on because it's, over a 2-point font size jump. All right, so let me quickly make a case for each of these Bibles. As far as the Cambridge Pit Minion goes, it's the smallest one. If you're simply looking for a small Bible, that's the one to go for. If you don't worry about the font size, if you want a Bible that has everything, it's fully loaded. It's got cross-references. It has footnotes. It has a concordance. It has maps. It has everything you want. It's very ready to go, small case, then that's definitely the one for you. If size is your main factor, Pit Minion is a fantastic Bible. This Bible comes in a multitude of different translations, different kind of cases. If you're not looking for goatskin, you can find different ones that are less expensive. The Clarion, this is a total game changer as far as I'm concerned as the single column world. This is a beautiful page, cross references here. It is lovely. It is easy to read. It's like a little brick in your hand. It's super high quality. So if you're wanting a single column, it's got all the references and everything in it. It's a fully complete Bible. Again, same thing, concordance, maps, everything you can imagine. It's a little bit bigger. It's a little bit thicker. If that doesn't bother you, this is a fantastic Bible. I would say the Schuyler is, for those of you, again, the one thing it doesn't have is the concordance. In every other way, this Bible is absolutely fantastic. It feels kind of like the nicest, most premium version of all of them. Just the touches in their Bibles are really special. The way that they do everything. You can watch the full video on this one and just hear me raving about it. It is really beautiful in hand. It feels special. And so if you're not looking for just small, or you're not looking for single column, this one is really special. It's the most expensive of all these Bibles, but it's definitely beautiful. And I really like this Crossway. It's the first one that I did. It's kind of the Bible I started looking at when I was digging into this. I like that you don't have the cross references. If you just want to read the Bible and dig in, this is a great Bible to do that, because it's just easy reading, really big, but it's still a compact size. I think there are things that these other Bibles have done a little bit better than Crossway has done in this, but as far as just sitting down and reading the Bible, which is one of the main things you want to do, this is a great, lovely Bible to do that with. So there you have it, 4 really great small Bibles with some very unique differences. And again, you can watch individual videos on each of these Bibles if you want to get a closer look. And I'm also excited to announce that I've started a brand new website called the Bible Review Blog, where I'm doing in-depth writing about each of these Bibles, great photos, things like that. So you can visit it at www.biblereviewblog.com. There's a link down below. I'd love to know what you think about that. Thanks for watching these videos. I got some great Bibles coming up, so stay tuned, and we'll see you next time.